Hello, gamers. Listen, I haven't been here for a long time, but that's all right. That's all right. That's all right. That's all right. Sometimes, for a good roast to taste good, you have to allow it to marinate, if that's what you do with roasts. But I know that roasts take a significant amount of time to create. I've never made one myself, but I know they take some time. So listen, that's what's going on. I'm the roast, and you're eating me. I'm the roast and you're eating me. Today we're playing a game called ShipCrafter. I'm playing the demo. The release of the game has already been done, but today we're playing the demo because I have no money. Is a new game. I would call it like From the Depths if it was simpler and also focused entirely on making ships that were more realistic than From the Depths. It's a good game. Let's get started. We've got a little anime guy here, not a biggest fan of this guy. We're just gonna click past what he has to say. Moral of the story, we've got this little craft menu. You've got your little ship here, and you can make your ships up here. There's some tips we're gonna delete, and it's great. So we're gonna make a new save. We're gonna call this one the Giggler one, and we're gonna get started here. So the Giggler Mark 1. Here we go. We'll go into combat. You guys can see that we get to battle. And here you can see, there's our enemy. So, start shooting. The enemies, they can be not the brightest. That's for sure. But they're fairly decent. I think the AI is alright. One complaint a friend of mine has who plays is that it feels like once you start getting shot enough, you just start kind of listing. Also, I've noticed a key problem with our locomotion here is perhaps the fact that the bottom of our ship is not in the water. And if you didn't know this about propellers, they have to be in the water for them to work on the ship. So, kind of an issue. So if those torpedoes hit us, we're dead, by the way. But instead of just dying, like you would kind of expect, maybe, he just kind of slowly lists to one side until he gets to like a 35, 45 degree angle even, and then you just die. So, not the most incredible in terms of combat systems, I suppose. Maybe I should just turn the engine up. We're not going anywhere. But I think it's solid and definitely a good start for this game. Had a delivery come in, but as you can see, we have successfully won. We've received 16 shells. Mr. Big anime guy is talking to us, but that doesn't really matter. What matters is purchasing the double gun Bofors turret, and then going to escape and turning down our sound volume slightly. Let's finish off the Giggler, because frankly, I wasn't impressed. I don't know about you guys, but I personally was not impressed by the performance of our vehicle. So let us perhaps fix that. I think what we can do here is, well, no, it's fine. We will have our mobility be one rudder and two propellers. I guess we can actually have to come out like a little shaft right there. May not be the most aesthetically pleasing of ships, but it is ours nonetheless. And our engine is now mostly covered up. So this is the part I wanted to build a little bit of a... there's actually a nice block that could be good for this. It is in the collectible side. It is called the Open Bridge. It looks kind of nice, and again, this is kind of not the prettiest ship you've ever seen, maybe, but that's okay. Let's have some half blocks here. Let's stretch them and shift them up. So that's the wrong way. We want to do that. There we go. I think we could stretch them like this, have a hole come up like that. It might look a little bit better. And then it gives us some room in the back, perhaps to put maybe some depth charges, maybe some Bofors cannons. These are more like anti-aircraft guns. than they are anything else. But since it seems that we won't be able to afford much, let's just put one on the front, one on the back. It seems a bit tall, honestly, but that's all right. Let's get the German Rotoranga, how the fuck you pronounce that? I don't know, I'm not German. And let's paint our ship. So you can paint your ship with Zoop mode, it's a little bit easier. Let's use an American color for this. I like the navy gray. This is a very gray color scheme. And then we'll use this standard navy gray color for our guns, I think. We also have some more decorative blocks here. I don't really know how I want to do it as far as the decorations of this top bit. I mean, it seems kind of difficult to find something to do. Maybe just slapping a couple of columns. That looks kind of dumb. I mean, frankly, the whole ship looks kind of dumb. But we'll just add like a little stick coming out the top. We'll do that. I'll just make it really, really long. There we go. We're like a pirate ship. That's what we'll be. Boom. Everyone knows where we are now. We're very, very scary. In fact, we'll use Zoop mode. Color that. Oh, nope, I guess not. Oh, we've got deck mode turned on. Sorry, that's for deck pieces only. There we go. Look at that. The Giggler Mark 1. We're giggling with it. Let's go ahead and launch into our next combat mission. Yeah, I'm not trying to pronounce that, but you can pronounce it yourself. I'm sure many of you know how to pronounce that. Seems like a very common word in the English language. Let's start loading these guys up. So we've got this, I think this is an S100, is what it's called. Let's start loading this guy up with our dual 40 millimeters. That's 2 dual 40 millimeter cannons. As you can kind of see, that listing I was talking about coming into play, we started really putting some shells into this guy, and he is now significantly turned into the water. I think that their ships might be a little more aesthetically pleasing than mine, but it's okay. They don't have the kind of childlike whimsy that we do. Isn't that right? And this looks like something that a 4-year-old would draw, whereas their ship looks like some kind of evil war machine. So in my mind, we are successful, and they are not. We'll just kind of do a victory lap around this guy to prove that childlike whimsy always wins over whatever the hell he's trying to do with his ship. He tried to launch torpedoes at us at the end there, but I think that because our ship is so high out of the water, we didn't take any damage. So as you continue to play, you kind of get more and more money, more stuff, and we start to get this lighthouse bonus thing. So you can actually take out these lighthouses and gain some money. So we'll add some supply. And we'll do my favorite thing to do in this game, which is, and they can only be placed on certain blocks, by the way. It's important to know that. You cannot place them, for example, like on top of these decorative blocks. So we'll add a rangefinder here, and we'll save the Giggler one, and we'll go straight into combat. These lighthouses, you might ask, why the hell do I need 500 trillion of these Bofors cannons? And it's because these lighthouses are these static emplacement. I think that the developer maybe wasn't the most inspired when making these. Not sure what his thought process was here, but they're basically these little static emplacements, and if you have enough cannons, and if I can talk over the sound of my own, we may be able to sink this man. A lot of our cannon shells are going over him, but perhaps if we aim a little better, we'll be able to get him. You can see he's listing there, pretty much sunk over. So we should have won this one, although we're not doing too great ourselves. Looks like we got flipped around, but again, I think the childlike whimsy of our comically stubby ship wins the day again. So you can see he is nowhere on the horizon to be seen. We're going to continue to get some supply here, so we can build a larger ship. I think my first large ship, I needed a few thousands of supply to really build it the way I wanted to. So we're going to have to do that. You can see some torpedoes coming out from this S100 here. So we're going to have to change our trajectory and have to get hit by that. But these things are pretty easy. I mean, the AI at the start of the game, very simple to deal with. Basically, it's just, can you put 50 guns on your ship and then drive in a straight line toward them while holding the left click button. So that's what we're doing. And I mean, suffice to say, it seems pretty successful. But this S100 seems to not want to sink too fast. This full sea is giving us some problems. We'll put him in the ground fairly soon, I hope. Maybe this might be our first real loss. Got to concentrate here, get our shots really in there. He's just pelting us. Yeah, I can feel the ship sinking, and I mean, suffice to say, it seems pretty successful. Yeah, we are underneath the water, so we'll have to restart that mission. Maybe we'll focus on the full sea first, put some shells into that thing, get it out of the way, and then focus on dodging those torpedoes. There we go, we've started to put some shells in there. Excellent. Torpedoes missed us. S100. What are you gonna do, buddy? You got no guns, basically. Your torpedoes are useless. Yeah, we're taking him out in full third-person mode. He is... yeah, he's vertical. Give him some extra shots there just to send him to Davy Jones' locker. And there we go. You might be wondering what the little periscope button in the bottom right is, actually. We got our 88mm cannon. Once we continue to progress along these missions, you'll see that you can actually make submarines. So if that's something you guys are interested in, another cool part of this game, you'll actually have to fight submarines. I mean, that's why the depth charges exist. So that if you are not a submarine, you have a chance against a submarine. Kind of, what is that game called? Like the Cold Waters, whatever. It's the that submarine game, submarine simulation game. Very cool. Our U-Boat 1945. Another good submarine simulation game. Those are more about playing with submarines, not about building them so much. But yeah, like I said, pretty cool little game here the developer has crafted. I would recommend checking it out. Like I said, free demo on Steam. I'll link it in the description if you guys are interested. I just felt like making a little video on this. It's a game that my friend got me on. We got our U-Boat engine stuff. If you guys are interested in seeing more about it, let me know. I'll probably make another video on this just so we can get into some of the larger size ships, because they are interesting. There's also more than one mission type. I know there's at least two or three, right? Because you've got the lighthouse kind of style missions. I guess it's technically still a confrontation, but also like a point defense mission, etc. So plenty of cool stuff. Let me know if you guys are interested.